Hello, everyone. Welcome to another what if, I guess. What if Sans was the second human that fell? Practically, he's gonna take Chara's place, and this is gonna be a very reversed role type of what if. Meaning that Frisk would be a skeleton, and that Sans will be human. So practically taking each other's place, practically. Chara will still be a thing in this what if. So yes, the entire genocide routes will still be a thing, as there would be difference between moods. When Deku is being controlled, his eyes will be black and blue, and when he's himself, it will be more of a calm, bluish, greenish color. So yes, more of a calm color, like what you see on the screen now. So yes. Anyways, what would happen in this what if is going to be very different from the storyline. Not much different, but it'd be decently different from the storyline. It'd be very different from this, depending on how it goes with this. And so, in this route, this will be a genocide route. And shout out to Shawnaz Begum for once more. Thank you for that great idea. So, yes. Anyways, let's get, I guess, the origins, I guess, because it'll technically be similar. It's just that Sans would, I guess Frisk will take Sans' place as a skeleton, and Sans will take her place. The only difference is the souls. Unlike Chara's, so I guess maybe depending, I guess it'll be a red. It was still like monsters have white souls, so I guess technically still be the same thing, just with a bit of differences. How so is that not once has you done a one shot where Sans hasn't killed you. For you at least gotta practice for it before you actually go do the one shot. So yeah, Sans is gonna be a lot more aggressive in this. What if you would say, and roles would it'd be complicated. I'll just say as it goes along. Alright, let me go charge my phone. My phone's almost about to die. Anyways, as someone falls from the hole into or near the, what was it called? It was called the, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen anything at where Azrael is. The not ravine, but I can't remember. Anyways, yes. As near that place where you fall, I guess the borders of the land into eternal darkness, I guess. But anyways, yeah, so that practically ravines, I think it's called now. Hold up, let me go see what the name was. I wasn't paying attention at all to Undertale in like a while, so. Ruins, that's what it's called. There's the ruins. As they fall near the ruins, this boy, this blue-eyed boy, and if you want to know, we don't really know what soul Sans will have as for a human, so for now, I'm gonna say either light blue or like red. No, not red. Cause I guess it would be either white or just light blue. Cause he doesn't use any other type of magic besides blue magic and some normal magic mixed in with the blue magic. So yeah. No, his personality is laid back, so I'm pretty sure he would either have persistence or something similar to it. Okay, let's see. I guess it'd be it'd be integrity and patience, I guess. A fusion of integrity and patience. And I guess it would be somewhat, because the routes, I don't just want to make him a normal human, because I mean, that'd be kind of boring. So yeah. So he's going to have patience and integrity, kind of like an aquamarine type of soul. So yeah, it's either aquamarine type of soul or just a normal white soul, which it's unheard of for a human to have a white soul. So yeah. Anyways, using blue magic, he technically has two abilities. First, integrity would be either his gaster blasters, and the second, for patience, would be his, freezing bones, where you move, you get hurt, and then, he's also going to have the normal magic, of course, which just springs out bones. So, yeah. He technically has 3 types of magic. So, as he falls down, something happens as instead of falling near, instead of falling to, the normal part of, the ravines, well, what was it called? I can't remember. It was called the ruins, yeah. Anyways, instead of, going or landing near the normal type of ruins, he would land near Chara, where Chara is at. Or at least closest to Chara. So, Chara will see this as, a time to, how would you say, get a body that's strong enough and that can, fulfill her goals. Meaning that she's practically gonna possess Sans like she did to Frisk. But the only difference is that Sans is a lot more powerful than, normal Chara or Frisk, if you don't know. Not one person in the game has one shot in the game without playing it at all nor training for Sans' fight. You have at least died at least a good 5 separate times. So yes. He is a very strong person, especially due to Chara now possessing his body. He would look kind of like a maniac almost. And when I mean immediately get possessed by Chara, I mean immediately. So he doesn't even get to, wake up or anything. He immediately gets possessed as soon as he hits the ground near Chara's location. So I guess not immediately, because I guess you do gotta walk over the bridge and you waterfall and whatnot to get possessed by Chara. So yeah. I guess after a while, or I guess that'd be the first interaction. So he's walking on the bridge, just looking at the waters, just being amused by the waters of why they look so blue and whatnot. As he would get possessed by Chara. So yes, practically dead. Sans would look different. His hair wouldn't be smooth, but when he's, possessed by Chara, his hair will be a little bit spiky. And practically what would happen is that Sans is gonna one-shot a lot of people right off the bat. Right off the bat. Like, you can't tell me a person that you tried so hard to kill and you killed you 5 times and can keep count. Mention can keep count of every time he killed you. And like that's just what? I feel bad for the monsters that coming direction. He's just gonna genocide. Whoa, just gonna whap everyone. But anyways, yeah. As I said, what would happen is that meeting Torio, or I guess, yeah, Flowey wouldn't be there. Flowey wouldn't really care, so he would just go on his merry way, I guess. So yeah, what would happen is that Sans would just go to the ruins, killing every monster practically. But, so I don't skip through any details, sure. You don't know how to greet a new friend. Yeah. So, you think you can hide from me? As monsters are cowering in fear due to this just immense power that this child possesses. Just not slashing, but I guess blasting. As you know, due to, Sans not fully knowing what he's capable of, he's not able to, reject, possession from Chara, so yeah. What happens is that there's rumors going around. As now, let's say eventually they would meet Terrio, and that would be their fight scene. You are not a child. You are son of Satan and whatnot, I guess. I don't know what they would say in that case, but anyways. They'll just say some flippin' stuff, I guess, and and we already know how this is gonna end. Toriel's just gonna end up getting obliterated. Like, I don't even know how to explain this. Like, the only one who can actually stand a chance will either be Skeleton Frisk or Skeleton Paps. But Paps can only hold on for, so long before Sans or, possessed Sans will, overwhelm him and overpower him. So, yeah. Slowly but surely, there would be distant cries, distant screams, different distant sounds, and, Torio would have made a promise to Skeleton Frisk to keep the boy safe. But we all know how that's gonna end up, aren't we? Haha. Practically, Sans walks, trying to avoid everyone at all cost. Or, let's say Frisk walks away. As now, let's say she's, I don't know, on her patrol. And if you're wondering, I'm pretty sure Skeleton Frisk will probably have red magic. So yeah, if you're wondering. Anyways, what would happen is that in this world there are many things that can happen. And of course, hey, kiddo, do you know how to greet a new friend? As Skeleton Frisk will meet Papyrus. As you know, it is what it is. Frisk, or I said not Frisk in this timeline, but Sans, start trying to attack both of them because eventually Papyrus would eventually come over. Frisk would try to stop him, but like can't, because I mean, literally like flipping reasonings, video game reasonings, she can't for now. So let's say, you know, while she's watching all her comrades die, this is when she will be training. Or I guess she would be a lot more better at combat. Not better at combat, but more skilled in combat than Sans. Because she is a skeleton, not just that, but, you know, she's not lazy like Sans is. So, yeah, she'll be just overall, she'll be kind of like Blue. Like at a station where Blue's at. So like a decent amount of power, but not enough to, you know, overwhelm Sans. Because I mean, gonna take at least a good 50 tries to flip and take down Sans. Gonna have to grind them levels anyways. And what would happen is that after attacking everyone, Sans would start crying. Or at least the inner Sans would. Why? As you know, Sans decided to do something. As you know, Chara takes over completely. As you know, Sans decides to, in his mindscape, use his abilities. More like train with them. Because all Chara knows for now, she doesn't know that the Gaster Blasters are a thing. But she does know about the bones, so I guess she'll just shoot the bones like a storm, I guess. So, I see. He'll just, you know, be messing around in his mindscape trying to, you know, figure out how to stop Chara. As no, he'll eventually, you know, gain his abilities to stop people, and if they move, get hurt and whatnot. All the magics he has, he would train them. But he would very slowly do so. Due to Chara is a strong, capable ghost, I guess. Or phantom, whatever you want to call her. So yeah. As one by one, they all start to fall. First was Toriel. And why not for purpose? Let's say it was Flowey. Flowey wanted to throw them hands. So yeah, Flowey eventually, you know, instead of getting sliced, he got, you know, like a rag doll just punctured by flipping bones. Or like a voodoo doll just punctured by needles made out of bones. So yeah. Eventually die from, you know, flipping health. And yeah. Frisk, go. I can't hold them off any longer. As you know, Frisk runs to, you know, warn Asgore and, you know, everyone about, you know, the new danger that is upon us. As you know, Flowey dies. Or that's what assumes to be Flowey's death. No. And yes, not Deku, sorry, wrong what if, Sans will have the reset ability, since he technically is human. So yeah. So he would have the reset ability and, you know, save everything just like the video game. So what happened is that there would be many things about this. As someone in the far distance is watching. In the far distance. In another different version of their universe, or, you know, the original universe, where the code tale, I guess, would take place. As someone's watching this. Well, I see. So, this world isn't as good or bright as I thought. I've been stuck here for too long. As now we go back to this what if sand were a second. So yes. As everyone's being obliterated one by one. Asriel, Asgore. No, I'm pretty sure Asgore's the last one you kill. Pops. Undyne. I can't remember all their names. There's way too many names of deaths that I can say. Hold up. Okay, Toriel, Flowey, Asgore, Papyrus, Chara, Elfies, River person. Everyone will start dying left to right. No one would really be safe, honestly, not Kevin lying. Not one person will be safe. As people slowly but surely fade, as, everyone kind of dies, practically. As back with Flowey knows what to do, so he's just getting all the souls bunched up. Because let's say instead of this timeline, Flowey knows, or each soul, instead of being in one place, each soul will be in a different location. From my other what ifs, so yeah. It will be in a different location, each soul will be in a different location, as it's collected. Chara doesn't know this, but Flowey does due to him living longer and not being bound by the flipping bridge. So yeah, he would slowly but surely collect all the souls without, due to him being small in his flower form, people wouldn't really notice him as just sense that, the souls will start disappearing. As the guards, Undyne would be, informed of this. She would be informed of this as a great perseverance would hit her. As, the beliefs and one ideals will practically come and just, how do you say, practically just look for whoever's stealing the souls. As Asgore has his top guards where the souls are, trying his best just to back Sands up, trying to back all Sands. As Sands is he doesn't know what's going on, so he's wondering why there's double guards, double everything, just double security in general. Because, he doesn't know that the souls are being stolen one by one. He's kind of like just chilling, or I guess Chara and Sand's body just chilling. As I guess there would be a little flirting with Chara's end, I guess. Not much, but just trying to piss off Sands even more. Yeah, just trying to get Sands mad, so yeah. Sands is extremely furious, but he knows he can't do anything until he finishes his training. So yes, one by one, as Flowey, or the remnants of Flowey, I guess Flowey will now kind of be a little bit broken. He will only have a certain amount of time left, because let's say due to Sand's abilities, he would still have the poison ability. So yeah, Flowey kind of, he on a time limit right now. So yeah, kind of on a time limit. So he's trying to gather all these as fast as he can in the background. As eventually Papyrus will meet him at the traps. As Papyrus and Frisk and Sands practically duel or fight while traps are activated. Come on, just let me pass. There's no wronging, I might even show you mercy. Nyahaha, human, you will not trick me. Nyahaha. You are too dangerous to have around here, human. Just let me capture you so I can show that I can be a royal god. Nyahaha. As you know, practically trying to seem not friendly, but I mean just trying to Char's trying to get the trying to trick Papyrus practically. Nyahaha, human, you will never stop me. Oh wait, no, it'd be the other way around.
You can never stop me. You can never stop me, monster. Get out of my way.
As you know, Char will be using Sans voice to kind of, how would you say, default in a sense of security, I guess. So yeah. So how do you say? A lot of things will happen. Let's say due to, Frisk in this timeline being a skeleton, or, Papyrus's brother, I guess? I mean, Papyrus's sister, Frisk, and, Papyrus will get, an increase in power. So they will be a bit like a 10%, 20%, 15% increase in power due to, Frisk not being lazy at all, being determined. So yeah. The soul of determination. I guess that would be the only thing that doesn't change, I guess. The only difference is that they got red magic, besides human magic, so yeah. Ah-ha-ha. Now. As you know, they'll be fighting left and right, trying to dodge each other's moves, but Papyrus is slowly but surely, yes, very good at dodging, but the only difference is that there would be, how would you say, interference in, what was the word, movements. He would slowly but surely get overwhelmed as Papyrus would, get caught lacking by Sans, as Sans, or Chara in this case, find the right time. Yeet! Decapitation! Wait, would it really be decapitation? No, because let's say, due to them not having a knife, I guess not decapitation, so. I guess more of impalement, I guess. Or, just a giant bone coming from the ground, just impaling, or, decapitating Papyrus, I guess, in this scenario. So, yeah. And, yeah. The difference in power is just ridiculous. Yeah. As one by one. Because let's say Frisk was watching, training in the background. She saw this and her heart was just broken. Like, absolutely just broken. Practically making her train even harder. Because she knew she couldn't do anything at the rate she was going at, so she had to, increase her training. So yeah. One by one. Two by two. Bippity boppity boo. they will all vanish at a dramatic rate. Not just because he's overpowered, but just due because he has multiple different types of magic. So yeah. And how else can I explain that everyone's about to die? Trying to find a good explanation on how. Yeah. People die left and right, yeah, practically. Is there really much to say? He'll just kill them one by one. Just reasons, let's say one other is still alive in this timeline.
Far enough, boy. You have done too much, as it already is. Now die.
As Gaster, W.D. Mr. Gaster would appear, blasting at Sans, meaning that there's finally a match for Sans and everything. So yes. Got him. Anyways, sorry, I was just looking at some things, more information I need. Besides that, yeah. Gaster and Sans would probably be like an epic breakdown because, I've been wanting to do this, but I don't know how. So, yeah.
Fight. Get over here.
I'm JK. As you know, magic is just dispersed. Like, they're in town square at this point. People are just getting just, like, people dying. I guess some people just casualties, not really death, but casualties would appear. And there wouldn't really be any big reason, I guess, for gas to hold back. So there'll be quite a bit of casualties. Quite a bit, actually. Decent amount. So, haha.
Boy, I will not let you stand right here. You are too powerful to let go. I will kill you right here and now. I will stop at nothing to end you, boy.
As Gaster and Sans are just... Gaster's having trouble... No, not Gaster, but... Sans is having trouble with Gaster. Because, Gaster's clearly flipping overpowered dude, so... He has, like, all soul magics. Because he has, like, flipping multiple arms with, like, every soul color, practically. Or at least the strongest soul color. So... This will be the first time as they'll be clashing. And... both of them will, hand to hand. They're like, now they're trying to get hand to hand, like one's trying to get above on the other, but Gaster's actually overpowering Sans by a lot. As Sans tries to go hand to hand, or Chara tries to go hand in hand.
I will not lose!
As you know, Chara would try to use, I guess, one of the bones as knives, charging forward towards Gaster. As right at that moment, they pass each other. And Sans will die. Being shot with like 3 separate Gaster blasters mid-air in front of him, behind him, above him, or technically four, above him, below him, under him, and on top of him. So yeah, there's no dodging that, especially since Gaster's holding the other two sides. So yeah, Sand dies straight right then and there. As you forgot one thing. I guess Gaster would take Sand's place on counting your kills and, being the knowledgeable one that, all of this is just, a AU, I guess. So, also this is a one shot, because I mean, yeah. I don't really see how I can make this more than one part. You've all seen how much information I put in one part of my video, so yeah. As right on the corner, there was a save. A star. A very glowing star. You are now filled with determination. As you know. Yes. Sans has now been revived by the star. Gaster would notice this, awkwardly enough. He would notice that things keep on happening over and over again. And then eventually realizes that he's coming back somehow. He doesn't know how, but he knows that they're coming back somehow. As he, Undyne pops up. Ba-da-ba, you thought I messed with Undyne? Haha! No, I did not miss Undyne. As you know, one of the, let's say Sans was getting a little bit furious, so he had to, back up his, saving file to, a different, past location. Kind of delete that entire thing, kind of. So, now Gaster will be in town square waiting, but no one will come. As Undyne will appear eventually. I heard he was here. As Gaster or Sans would have put it, or Chara will put their saving spot. I guess near the traps. I guess they're being right near the traps. So yeah. Or a bit of ahead of it. Now, it wouldn't be there just because I did say he killed Papyrus, so. I think near Grillby's. Either Grillby's or the house. So, yeah. So, for reasons, let's say it was near the house. So, that was a long way, by the way. They're like the town square and, his house are pretty far. So, yeah. Chara pretty pissed. Chara pretty angry. Kind of salty too. She kind of salty like, "Ugh! This is annoying. Why can't they just die?" As she eventually levels up enough to level 19. As she starts to do more damage to everyone. Trying to avoid Gaster and, eventually someone... Or I guess someone would be stuck under rubble due to her attacks. As Chara will walk up to the person and try to slash, but midway zooming through the person trying to slash them, Undyne will appear. Haha, human! You'll go to jail for what you've done, and you'll be sentenced to death. As now there we got the entire Undyne and other fight. And let's say just for reasons, that fight with Sans and Gaster didn't it was realistically it wasn't more than a minute. Since Gaster can easily overpower Sans at any given moment using his full power if he wanted to. So yeah, Gaster told Undyne to go straight to your second form. Don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate them. They will kill you if given the chance. they do not hesitate to kill. As you know, Undyne's in her second form. As you know, attacking blows by blows. This is pathetic. I don't want to use this. As you know, start, fight, mercy, bag, all this other flut, I guess. I must say I can't remember what it was, but anyways. You know, Chara chooses bag, you know, gobbles up a piece or a couple pieces of chocolate to, you know, regain health. And, you know, that's when full force, strength potion, I guess, take effect. And practically, Chara will be, as you guessed it, kind of annihilating Undyne, kind of, practically. Due to Undyne unable to move due to the blue bones, she wouldn't really be able to do much, but the only attacks she would be able to do are magical attacks, not any physical attacks. So yeah. As you know, eventually the blue bones will wear off and, you know, special attack kind of way. As you know, right as Undyne thought Sans have died, there would be, you know, one of Sans' eyes would turn red. Or, you know, will be red, which will be the other part of his covered eye, which will be red, which is Chara. As one eye is crying and the other one, kind of like a toothface type will look, like what half of the face is smiling and the other one's kind of frowning, in a way. As you know, Sans with all his might tries to, you know, give Undyne time to run, but, you know, Undyne flippin' determined as Flip. So yeah. Undyne dies, being impaled and distracted by Sans to, you know, right through the back. Mercy. Finish him. I'm gonna make that a button. I'm gonna have, like Mortal Kombat, I'm gonna make it a button. Finish him. Mercy. As you know, with one quick slice, Undyne is no more. As you know, what would happen is that Sans would practically end Chara would practically end Undyne right then and there. As you know, one final form! Yes, I'm adding another form. Undyne now has flipping 3 forms. Basic form, second form, and third form. Now you're gonna have to deal with them now. As Chara's just like, bruh. Why won't you die? Cup away. So yeah, Chara, you know, trying to use all the cheats she got up her sleeve. Trying to, you know, fire range attacks, all attacks at the same time, trying to just overwhelm Chara. They're kind of on point with each other. Like, they're kind of on even terms at this point. Undyne is even, you know, overwhelming Sans a bit. Overwhelming, you know. Overwhelming a pretty decent bunch, so yeah. So, haha. What would practically happen is that now there's just a giant battle near Sans' house, in Papyrus' house, or at least now in this timeline. Frisk's and kind of like a sister and brother living together type of way, yeah. Kind of like roommates, kind of, so yeah. Anyways, besides that, what would happen is that explosions would occur. Explosions from at least Undyne's, because Undyne will have an ability that where if she throws one of her spears, it doesn't just do area damage, but it also does kind of like explosive damage. So Chara kind of got hit by one right through the arm, and boom, just losing a massive amount of just health just by that attack alone. Eventually, Chara gets angry and just, you know what? Just straight up goes to the attack with, like, not caring anymore, as, monitoring her health and eventually getting close enough to Undying to, actually land a finishing blow. Because they're both pretty tired, as you know. But due to Chara, Sans, I guess, more power, kind of, I guess. Yeah, Chara or Undyne would die at that moment, kind of, practically. As Undyne will be no more. As Frisk is also training, and, Alphys is trying to, make the robot. Mettaton, I believe the name was. Trying to make the robots, fight flipping Sans, I guess. And due to Sans being a lot more stronger, Mettaton will be a lot more stronger. So yes, Mettaton's kind of like a boss, I guess. As a while, right as, Deku finally hits near, I guess, that would be at the lab at this point. Kind of just randomizing where everyone is at. So yeah. Where was I? Bravery, corruption, cowardness, determination, bravery, kindness, integrity, perseverance. And one ideals, yes. As, Mettaton will also die, because, yeah. Mettaton, they'll be different because Mettaton would, I guess, it'd be weird since Blue Magic would only be trained in monster art, I guess, of magic. And they wouldn't really expect Deku to have this type of, or not Deku, sorry, Sans or Chara to have this type of magic, so, kind of F themselves practically without telling each other before dying that, oh, flipping, this man got blue magic, so be careful. So, yeah. It would be very hard. But I guess Undyne will eventually, Now, I guess the Gaster would see this. Yeah, Gaster would notice this. He will tell everyone, like everyone who's about to go versus, Sans.
Why am I not out there, Asgore? I should be out there trying to kill the child. The child's slaughtering us. Why are we not doing anything? We must protect the souls. The souls are more priority.
As you know,
we must find what's happening to the souls now.
As you know, the final soul will be, in Asgore's, behind the chair, Asgore's room, so yeah. Flowey would eventually make it. So not isn't that flipping Sans, I'm gonna make it so he's practically gonna have kind of like Darkon and, the other boss, so kind of like two bosses at once, kind of. So yeah, he's gonna have to really try, or at least have their attacks hit each other in a sort of way. Yeah. Eventually, I guess fail. But I guess reasons, black convenience. Yes and no, because what I have planned is that after a while, something will happen. So Chara and I guess Sans now, because I mean, I don't want to add anyone else until Chara and Sans kind of fight each other. So Chara's pulled into the landscape as him and her are kind of fighting now, but he's not using any of his secret moves he learned. They're kind of not fully prepared to use. So he's still training. So I guess he has more stamina than Char does, and kind of just more stats in general. But due to him being lazy still, he'll be a bit slower than Chara, so he'll have to be on his toes. And eventually Chara would win, but due to just this patience that Sans has, he wasn't trying to win. He just wanted to see what their stats were. Like, if I do go all out, would I be able to kind of beat her? As right after that, Gaster would appear. So yeah. Whoa. So yeah. Chara she wouldn't understand it, but she would get hints though. She wouldn't know why, but she would get just random hints. Like, she would notice some things that Sans is trying to do. And kind of understand it in some way. It's weird. I don't know why, but it's like just a sort of way they have with it. Gaster would appear.
So, you're here. It's about time. No one can fully use my power.
No. By this time, I'll say they're about level 45-ish. So they're pretty high up there. They've been grinding for a while, so yeah. And also due to, beating, of course, flipping. Especially what's about to happen from what I'm about to do is kind of be like Gaster. He about to fight Gaster, but afterwards he's gonna get practically messed himself up due to staying into the same place for too long. So Sans' plan is getting very, at point, but eventually the other two appear. As Frisk and Azrael has been reborn. Azrael with, kind of 6 souls, all 6 souls, or 5 souls, appears as, overwhelming Chara and Sans practically. And, Frisk also appears. Whoa! Get that knife in your head! Get that bone red in your head! Practically. So, yeah. The trio are kind of like,
I was wondering why you two would show up.
as Azrael will be like, you knew we were going to show up?
Of course I did. What type of teacher would I be if I didn't?
As you know, Char was going to be, a little bee and practically just, ha, psych, I lied. I had a saving file back outside. That's practically, Chara kind of, she had a saving file, like, not a saving file, but, there's a decent saving file that was right before this, because let's say she Charo was at, the town square, but, after fighting, she wanted to know what was up. So until she saw Gaster, she kind of ran, but, saved the, kind of saw Gaster for the second time, kind of ran, and, before it ran, kind of put, like, a saving thing right there, like, psych, I lied. You are not gonna have to find me. Aha. Yes, I am. Psych, I lied. You just got fried. So, Frisk, or I guess Char will disappear.
Wait. No, no.
As they start running back to, town square. As Char is running to, start running to the, Asgore. Killing Asgore. As right about when she killed Asgore, kind of, the other two kind of showed up. I guess the three showed up.
We will end this now.
We'll end this now. There's no reason for you to go any longer.
So what would happen is that due to the power increase of Asgore, Sans would get or Chara would get a dramatic increase in power. Not able to face all of them at once, but kind of, maneuver where their attacks kind of hit each other in a sort of way. So, yeah. As the final fight begins.
Fight!
As you know, yes. As there will be one other next to them. There will be Elfies with a machine. Because I'll say after that, they kind of, Chara kind of knew where the science lab was, kind of visited the science lab at this point. Made Elfies a little visit after killing Asgore, so, they arrived right at time before, Chara came.
So, now you're trapped. Now there's no way to exit this room without destroying all of us.
As after, a good decent amount of deaths saved in the room, they kind of kill her too much to the point where she kind of waits until she respawns. So, yeah. And then, after they have their guard down, thinking that they finally killed her, she'll appear and, jump out the way so, they can't spawn kill her anymore. As 1/1/2 Frisk, because I'll say, due to Azrael having all 6 of the, stones, I mean, not 6 of the stones, sorry, wrong thing, all 6, or not all 5, I guess, all 5 of the souls will be technically the strongest by default, but technically the first one will be Gaster by me, yeah. But anyway, the weakest will be Frisk from, far beyond. So, they try to fight Frisk eventually. Chara's plan does eventually work, as one of Azrael's abilities does, hit Frisk, not killing her, but kind of severely decreasing her health. As this gives, the chance for kind of Chara to sneak attack on Azrael. As, Azrael's getting mad, as, what happens is that Sans kind of uses the bones now, the blue bones, or Chara uses the blue bones for Frisk, so even if they do try to somehow make the pain less, she can't, due to her not able to move, or, pain will be inflicted. It's pretty bad, practically. It is pretty bad. So, Frisk is kind of, like, out on the count, practically. So it's kind of like more of a Gaster and Azrael type of thing. So I guess Azrael wouldn't be taken down that easily due to having 5 of the souls, or all the souls. So it'd be doing a pretty decent amount of chance against them. So yeah. And I guess Alphys will kind of, Gaster will kind of, release a blast directly at, Chara, but, Chara will jump out the way as, it was about to hit Frisk. As, kind of the only way to, stop this attack is if, that was full of power on attack about, all about, all the different types of magic. So, Gaster kind of had to do, a replacement teleportation kind of, so, killing Gaster. As Gaster's now down the count. As Azure was like, okay, that's enough. Enough is enough now. As the giant flowy form. Like, first will come, the Azrael form with the souls, and, after a decent amount of attacking and, getting the XP leveling up and whatnot to at least a good level 70, they would eventually beat Plock and Venus, kind of beat Azrael. Yeah, kind of beat Azrael. Somehow. I don't know, but physically, I don't see that possible. Anyways, it's Plock and Venus, so yeah. So, both forms of... The only reason Azrael or, Flowey lost was because, the flipping Blue Bones, because, each of his forms makes him have to move, or either levitate, which, levitation still kind of movement, so it kind of, decreases his health dramatically when trying to move. So, Azrael would again perish as, the souls are kind of dropped on the ground, are kind of just floating there now. As, I guess Chara wouldn't see any point on, going to a person who's already about to die, since Frisk is, kind of on that, 5%, 3% health, practically. So, yeah, not that good of much of the health. So, after taking the bones, after... They're kind of sent to the void now. All 3 of them. As, Sans and Frisk finally meet face to face instead of, Chara Sans. As Sans will kind of, help out Frisk trying to heal them. As Frisk is like, are you though? No, that was her. She took over my body. We need to defeat her. So, Black Soul was created as, practically, a big fight between, White Soul. And, I guess now, instead of, having the Aquamarine Soul now, it kind of be, after a while, having to endure all that other stuff, Sans will now gain the power of a White Soul. So kind of overpowered himself. So yeah. After that, not killing Chara, but kind of practically, kind of resetting. But what I mean is that Chara ends up getting defeated, returns the souls back to, where they were, as Chara is resurrected. Or, kind of, she was resurrected, kind of now alive, and now, due to her being beaten, she can't really do much, because, she's practically already, there. As, there's a thing that pops up on, the battlefield. Reset. 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 As Frisk, or, I guess... Frisk would understand what this button is, but Sans kind of was like, bet, let's go. He was like, Detroit Smash. Just, because he was holding it back a lot. Sans was holding back every time Miss Chara was pulled into the Mindscape. He held back a lot, so yeah. He kind of, smashed, using a gaster blaster kind of smashed the reset button. As you know, the world resets. And yes, indeed, sand still falls, but the only difference is that, Chara, when they meet on the bridge, Chara's human once more. She has her body back for reasons. White Soul, kind of like also. It's weird. But anyways, plot convenience. As that is where I will end this off. As Frisk and Toriel come from the doorway. So, what took you all so long? As you know, that is when I'll end this what if. One shot what if. I tried my best, but I mean... so yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. And practically... I hope you all have a great day. Remember, subscribe, leave a comment down in the video, and leave a like. So yeah. Hey.